So I want to talk today about heat and the impact it has on bipolar moods, in particular, inducing hypomanic states. I get to experience this a little bit firsthand a few days ago. It's late May and we had some unseasonably warm weather. The heat index was getting around 98 degrees in the day. I don't usually turn on the air conditioning until much later in the year. And so I decided to tough it out and just deal with the heat. But since I'm wearing an activity watch, I had some very interesting data, which I want to get into. So if we look at the data here, you can see we had a massive jump around from the 17th. We were at a 20 average stress level, and then we jumped to a 29, and up to a 31 yesterday overnight, just during that hot period of our stress. And if I look at the one day, so we went from a very cool, calm period throughout the day. And you can see as the afternoon hit, we had some very intense stress spikes. And we had the same thing the following day. And the same thing the third day of heat. And then today you can see that the spikes are way down because the temperature is finally going to cool down for a week. And it didn't actually affect my moods that much. Maybe it bumped me up 1.5 points on a 100-point scale, but it definitely started to wear me down. You know, I can see it in the body battery on my Garmin tracking. I can see it in my sleep. So if I had an elevated period of like this where I did not maintain a cool temperature, I could definitely see this inducing a hypomanic state in someone. So this is just something that I'm aware of now. There's certain exposure to humidity and temperature that cause these kind of interactions. And here's a chart by the National Weather Service basically showing different heat levels and their impacts. Simply put, your body has a passive and an active heating system. Your skin is a good bit cooler than the rest of your body. And so the heat from inside your body moves outward towards your skin, which is you're kind of like a passive radiator, continually changing air with your environment. So when the temperatures start to get above 80 degrees, you have to switch to your active cooling system, which is sweating. But for that system to work, the sweat has to be able to evaporate off your skin. And what humidity is simply put, is the amount of moisture in the air. So if there's too much moisture in the air cannot take that sweat off your body. So the sweat just sticks to you, giving you a suffocating feeling. And I think we were hitting just right into the orange during the worst parts of the day when I was having those stress episodes. So, and the reason the stress is caused is because your fight or flight system is being activated. You know, your body is having to work very hard to keep yourself cool. So it's probably okay to go outside and get a little bit of sun, but you do have to watch your internal temperature inside the house to make sure that you're actually cooling down. And since this is something that I notice now, this is something I'm going to pay attention to. I did buy a digital thermometer and humidity meter recently so that I can check the temperature and humidity in the house and track it over time and track how it impacts moods over time and stress, which I think will be very useful to cover in a future video.